on to another review of a King's product. So here we have the, just probably move this camera closer. The 70 watt solar panel. So I mentioned with the 24 amp hour power bank that when I purchased that off Marketplace, it came with an additional item. So coupling these together in a package through the King's or Forward Drive Supercenter website allows you to bring the price down quite considerably. So if you were to purchase the 24 amp hour and the solar panel together, I think these would probably retail at around about $250 each. I think it makes it about $500 for the package. It's much like the fridge and the power pack as well. So buying it separately is obviously going to be a lot more expensive, and then you've got to look at the package. So you can actually buy the package where you get the power pack, the solar panel as a bundle, and then you can buy the power pack on its own and then go and bundle the solar panel and the cover or the carry bag together. So this carry bag is the same carry bag that they would use for their collapsible fire pit grill. So just, like their standard fire pit, which are currently running at around about $49.95, which I think is a great price. So the panel itself, this is where this I was talking about the charging jack coming into it. Just lay that down. So the same male charging jack that you would get with your AC 240 volt AC plug-in wall pack, that to charge that the power bank is the same one you'd plug into the unit for charging off the solar panel. Now 70 watts is not a huge amount of input or output from the panel input to anything you're running it on, and these smaller panels, they don't have an Anderson plug set up on them, so I'm not sure whether you can go and buy or how it works. I've never really wrapped my head around how all these things sort of work. We're getting to that point now, but the Anderson plug setup's obviously a lot more versatile and a lot more user friendly. People find that you can do a lot more with them, but the fact that he had $300 on the power pack and the panel, and I asked what the cheapest he'd take. He said $250. I couldn't complain with that, because even at $250 used, you're not going to find anything like that at all. So yes, it's a decent size 3-panel system here. On our last trip, I used this solar panel on the 3rd day. So when we went up to Broke, McNamara Park, we were there for 3 days. So we turned up on the Friday and stayed for 2 days and went home on the Sunday. It's only a 48-hour camping limit or stay limit at that area. So on the 2nd day, I decided, I thought, we had a bit of sun, it was slightly overcast, we're talking winter, wasn't expecting to get a lot of charge from this panel, but it actually got that 24 amp hour pack back up to full charge, which was down to 2 bars. So the one I actually had plugged into the fridge was down to 2 bars after 2 days. It got it back up there to the number 4 LED, and that was still flashing. So it wasn't at full charge, but it managed to get me 1 full bar and heading towards the 4th full bar as a full charge. So it did perform quite well. So yeah, decent sized panel, 3-panel system, folding 3-panel system. It is starting to delaminate where these joins are, but it's not got anything to do where the wiring for the cells goes through anyway. So how long they last, it's much like your folding phones that you can get now, the Samsung phones. I think it's 30,000 open and shut before you start to see issues with the folding mechanism and the screen life of those phones. So these are much different. Once you fold them, unfold them several times, you probably start to see issues after so long. The other thing is, it's got these things here that pull out. That's obviously so that you want to get the panel at an angle. It allows it to sit flat on the surface and to an angle, so it'll angle back and you can face it to the sun. That way you get the full cover of the unit. It does have 4 eyelets, an eyelet in each corner, so this can either be hung horizontally or vertically. So if you wanted to hang it vertically on the side of a caravan, because the sun, or side of a camper, because the sun's actually hitting that side of the camper or caravan at full tilt, you could just hang it there off some lugs or some sort. Basically being able to utilise space as best as possible with it. So that's that unit. It does have a couple of little like clothes or jacket buttons that are on the unit to hold it closed. I've found that doesn't actually work. The unit's so rigid that when you start to move it, those buttons come undone like it just did then. So they're basically useless, but it's an added feature, I guess, of the solar panel. It does us, like I said, I can't complain. I get good coverage on top of my canopy of the Hilux. I did, like I said, I set it up and I did manage to get some good power going in. Nice canvas carry bag. Once again, it's the same carry bag that they use for the fire pits, so they're very versatile in the way they make their products. So that's a few King's products that I've managed to purchase. I have purchased a few other things that have been a King's brand or 4-wheel drive Supercenter brand off of Marketplace, and honestly, out of everything that I've purchased and the usage I've got out of it so far, and I'm saying we're early days into our returning to the outdoors, is that I haven't had any problems yet, and it's been good. So just research, I guess, what you want to purchase and whether it's going to be good for you. You don't want to make a purchase that you're not going to get use out of, or purchase something that by all means you can use but doesn't suit your application. So everything that I have certainly does, and it's so portable, it's versatile. You can just chuck it in and go. I mean, if you wake up one morning and decide, oh bugger it, I just want to go camping, bang, off you go. And it's not like I've got to keep these things in my vehicle 24/7. So those that are going for longer distances, for longer times, obviously you go and set up your bigger lithium battery setups with your solar panels and so forth, rooftop tents and full canopy deck outs. I can't do that at the moment. I'd love to. It'd be great to have a second vehicle and just do a full canopy deck out, but I do have a small enclosed trailer here that I'm seriously thinking about decking it out and converting it, doing a build on it, and doing like a square drop or teardrop style camper, home built one. So that'd be a nice project to sort of help me along my way in my recovery, so I can't fault what I got so far. It's early days, touch wood, nothing goes wrong, but so far so good. And I think for the money I've paid, even buying stuff second hand, the money I've saved even buying direct from King's or 4-wheel drive Supercenter, been really, really sufficient. Even the swags that we've purchased have been second hand. There's a lot of people purchase swags and other camping gear and they use them once or twice and never use them again. And so when you go and buy stuff like this, save a lot of money. You're still buying practically brand new stuff. It's just a warranty issue in the end. I've been lucky. I do have anything I've purchased second hand. They've not had a problem handing over receipts. They've willingly supplied them even without being asked. So if anything did go wrong, yeah, you can still chase warranty and stuff like that. But like I said, touch wood, nothing goes wrong. King's Super Centre, 4Drive Super Centre seems to be hard to deal with when it comes to warranty claims. So to avoid that altogether, like I said, hopefully it all goes well.